I feel like there's a reason for me to say hi to you today.
So, welcome to the podcast, everyone.
It's a podcast called GhostWritten.
It's GhostWritten. If you're watching the video, then you see that we're together for the first time in person.
Yay!
And this is what I was going to say is I'm having a hard time because I normally look at the screens.
You can look at the screen. It's okay.
No, I mean, that's fine. But like,
if you look at me, then you're speaking off stage and there's an issue. Did you not take drama? Damn.
I am the drama.
You don't speak away from the audience, Brandon. It's fine.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, today we are in person and
Yay!
It's super exciting.
It's gonna be more regular.
Yeah, it should be the first of many. We're gonna have to figure something else out though, because I mean, I love you to death, but girl.
Right up in your shit.
In summer, we're gonna be in here cooking.
No, we're gonna move the couch. We're gonna put the husbands in one apartment. We're gonna set up a computer and move to the couch.
Oh yeah, and get like a tripod with a camera on it.
Yeah, and we'll just have our respective mics.
Ooh.
Chill time. It'll be fantastic. It'll be great. Super chill podcast recording. This is how we get right 2 long episodes, because we're just hanging out.
It's fine. You know, there's been at least, this is probably going to be so obnoxious when I move this. Sorry if that was loud. There's been several people that have complained that the episodes are too short.
Really?
Yeah.
Because like, do they know that longer episodes just means more rambling about stupid bullshit?
I think they want longer episodes with more substance, but like,
okay, that's fair.
That's not gonna happen.
Nope.
Nope. What have you been up to this week?
Fuck all is what I've been up to this week.
So Hannah's moving.
It sucks. God, it sucks. I hate it so much.
But we're gonna be neighbors, and that's great. But
your husband texted me last night and was like, "You guys aren't home," and I was like, "We are home. Which apartment are you at?"
Yeah,
He's like, "Oh, I was looking at your back door."
Yeah, he told me that he was walking Cyrus over there. And he's gonna check to see if you all are home, and that he was like, "You guys aren't home," and Cyrus is sad because he didn't get to see Aunt Hannah and Uncle Tyler.
Listen though, like he knew we weren't home because he was looking in the back door.
I mean, he just thought you were like chilling in there with the lights off.
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Gotta love him.
Meanwhile, Lucy waited until the second we hit record to bathe herself.
It's fine. It's fine.
In front of all these people.
I have been listening to podcasts.
Okay.
I started listening to National Park After Dark again, which is lots of fun.
That sounds awesome.
It's real good. The hosts really like to hike and stuff, so they know shit about national parks, and they talk about just crazy shit that's happened in national parks. So murders, people gone missing, just random tragedies. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They were in Great Smoky Mountains the other day because somebody who was on TikTok was claiming that there are cannibals in the Great Smoky Mountains, and they were pissed about it. They're like, "Fuck you, nobody said anything about that. I used to live there." It was great. So they're really good, and I finally started And That's Why We Drink. I started it today, so I'm like an episode in.
Wait, who does that?
Oh, I don't know their names. 2 ladies, which both of those podcasts are both female.
Are they on
hosts.
Are they on the network that that does My Favorite Murder?
Maybe.
Possibly. Okay.
They're podcasts. Podcasts are everywhere.
Yeah, I know, but I thought that they might have been on that network, which is a great network. And you know,
might be. I haven't really gotten very far.
If you guys are looking for a paranormal podcast to add to your network, I can think of one. I'm talking to the My Favorite Murder girls.
Oh, okay. I was like, what is happening? Are you going to say network a couple more times?
No, you know the benefits of being on a podcast network.
I know. Listen, we'd also just like to hang out with My Favorite Murder
Oh,
chicks.
for sure.
So much fun.
And listen, I know they've been to Kentucky before, and they're California girls. They don't have a whole lot of Southern representation, so.
Right? And make people more comfortable with you.
Yeah, and if you guys want to contact us, you can reach us.
Brandon just gives out his personal number on the podcast. I just wanted to talk to My Favorite Murder people.
That would be a decent test of how many people listen.
We start getting random calls. Jesus. Do you want a stalker, Brandon? That's how you get a stalker.
No, not particularly. I don't really want one. Now, if it was Karen Kilgariff or Georgia Hardstark, then
yeah, I'd take them as
stalkers. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Good.
Also, it's only been since like Thursday since we recorded. What have you been doing this week? Fucking nothing.
Yeah, it's that's the issue with recording late last week, and then yeah, it's pretty soon after the last time.
Watching Rick and Morty and listening to podcasts. That's about it.
I want to say that I was watching something that was related, but now I can't think of it at all. Like at all. Everything is slipping my mind. I have been slowly trying to get caught up on like the horror stuff though. So
yeah,
I'll have more to talk about next time. But
you can start Suck Files when I finish getting moved because we can watch X Files together during the day.
I honestly think that would be so much fun.
It would be so much fun
to just like commentate. Like Mystery Science Theater was one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because
so
you
good.
were not a shitty kid.
I watched a lot of Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah, same.
There were certain shows though, like that I could never get into. Like I always wanted to like Stargate, but like,
oh, you shut the fuck up.
The episodes were so boring. Nothing ever happened.
SG1 is just delicious.
I got such a like recovered memory the other day because someone in this group I'm in posted an old show that was on the Sci-Fi Channel, and it was called like Zex or something like that, or Vex or something like that. And I swear, if you saw it, you'd be like,
remember it?
"Oh, that triggered something in my mind." I'll show it to you. But yeah,
do you love Sci-Fi Channel?
Yeah, I love the Sci-Fi Channel. And always had like, it was the only channel that reliably did like paranormal shows. You know.
Did you watch New Girl? It's a Canadian show. Bitch is a succubus. It is good.
Really?
Yes.
Like an actual succubus?
Yes.
Isn't the show with Zooey Deschanel?
No.
Oh.
Zooey Deschanel. What?
New Girl?
Oh, it's not called New Girl. Lost Girl. Jesus Christ. New Girl is Zooey Deschanel. Lost Girl is a succubus.
And Gone Girl is a novel.
Oh my god, and not a great movie.
I never saw it. It's about a murder, right?
Not a great movie.
Not a good one. Okay.
Cut it off, and I was like, okay.
All
I
right.
don't know what just happened, but whatever.
Let's get into this. This is going to be a little different.
Beep, beep.
I have to. Well, would it make more sense? I'll just pull it up here. It'll take too long. I was like, would it make more sense to put it on the computer? But I think I'll.
Whatever. Everybody just wants to see the back of your hands. It's fine.
I think I'll. Look at my nails, y'all.
Those are pretty sweet. Is that like magnetic nail polish?
Yes.
I saw Bradley's the other day.
It's insane. They put a magnet on there and it like makes the design.
Make it look like galaxies.
It's crazy. I love it.
It's pretty rad.
Okay. So today I'm going to tell you about this place that I've never heard of, but after reading about this place, I need to go. Okay.
Need to?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in good old Kentucky.
Better, shorter drive.
And it is called Sleepy Hollow Road.
Yeah, but where? There's a lot of those in Kentucky.
Okay, well, this one's infamous.
Okay. There's a Sleepy Hollow Road in my hometown.
It's near Louisville.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, I found a bunch of articles about it. Okay. Sleepy Hollow Road is located near the eastern edge of the border of Jefferson and Oldham counties. So I don't know where Oldham County is, but
Near Louisville?
near Jefferson County at least, which is where Louisville is. If you're not that familiar with Kentucky.
Listen, nobody expects you to know all the counties in Kentucky. There's way too many of them. My in-laws regularly make fun of me for even mentioning counties.
Oh yeah, because
they're from Ohio. Why do we care about the county? What city are you from? I was like, oh, are you going to know what the city is?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah. It's easier when you are from rural places to talk about counties.
See, that was my argument too. I was like, see, the thing is I'm not from the city. I'm from the county.
Yeah.
We're outside of the city. And he's like, well, when your mom sends me a Christmas card, it says so-and-so town, city. And I was like,
because it's the closest. Because it's the closest.
Had a vicious argument with my in-laws.
You can't just send a letter and be like, it's by this rock. You go 20 miles down this
That's
road.
how we give directions.
Yeah.
It's not good
for the mail. Sleepy Hollow Road is a 2-mile curvy stretch of road that is steeped in so much lore your heart can't help but race as you round every turn in anticipation of what you are about to become your very own urban legend. Oh, I love it. Can I just say, I love urban legends.
I do too.
I love them.
Sometimes that's what I search to find stuff for the podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, that's, a lot of the times I do like haunted, blah, blah, blah. But I love urban legends. And girl, oh, since it's in Kentucky, would it be Sleepy Holler?
No, because we spell it that way.
Sleepy Holler Road.
We actually spell it that way when it's holler, so.
The road curves through the hollow. Each curve is a completely blind turn.
I think in that spot you can say holler.
The road curves a lot through the holler. Each curve is a completely blind turn. Any of which, taken individually and put on any other road in the world, could earn the nickname Dead Man's Curve. Because, there's like a million of those. Especially when you factor in the 30-foot drop off to the holler floor.
Sounds like the road I grew up on.
In the lowest, darkest depths of Sleepy Hollow Road, a bridge crosses Harrod's Creek, the good-sized tributary of the nearby Ohio River. From the bridge, the road ascends, leading you back out of the holler. When you come out of the holler, you find yourself well removed from the urban sprawl on the other side. Blah, 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 2-lane road. Let's start with the most common legends that surround this stretch of road. First, and perhaps the most infamous, is a hearse that allegedly barrels down on cars from behind and forces them off the road and into the holler below.
Fuck, I want a hearse.
What do you think our weird thing is with urban legends and cars?
I don't know. There's a lot of them. See, and I was going to mention that is the weird thing about urban legends is no matter where you're looking at for urban legends, there's something that's similar. There's always something to do with cars.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Usually a tunnel.
A tunnel, yeah. Maybe it's the disconnect that you feel when you're in a car.
Maybe it's like the false sense of security.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times they'll say, like, if you go and park in this stretch of road,
yeah,
and then put your keys on the top of the car,
roll your windows down,
put it in neutral. Well, there was one There was
the one that rolls the wrong way, right?
I don't know if this is one we talked about or if it was one from back home, but there was one where it said you go to this place, you put your keys on top of the car, put it in neutral, and then the car will move. And then when you go out and look at your bumper, there will be tiny handprints of
I
children.
mean, your car's in neutral. Of course it's gonna move. There's this thing called gravity. The handprints, though, I got nothing.
Yeah, that's what it is. You're just parking on a very, very slight incline.
There's a road that it looks like, I don't remember where it's at, but it looks like you're driving up the hill.
Yeah.
But if you park and put it in neutral, you roll up the hill.
What?
Witchcraft, gravity, science, all the same thing. Ghost science.
I love these articles that are very they talk a lot about what goes on, but the person writing it is just interjecting so much personal bullshit.
It's like recipes online.
Yeah, it's like
fuck a bunch of online recipes. I don't need to know about your granny. Well, I do like to hear about your granny, but and then how you took her recipe and you completely fucked with it and it doesn't taste anything like her recipe anymore. I don't care.
Okay, so this is the one that when I was reading about this place, I was like, I have to talk about this because I imagined myself telling you about it. Perhaps the most chilling and one of the most likely is the story about the bridge that crosses Harrods Creek at the bottom of the holler. The bridge is known as Crybaby Bridge.
Oh no.
Today, it's an unassuming crossing of concrete and steel, but for many years, an old covered bridge stood there. It was there at Crybaby Bridge where, according to legend, mothers would throw deformed children or products of incest or bastards, or if it was a woman who happened to be a slave, her owner's child that she had given birth to, into the water below to be washed out to the Ohio.
How many fucked up babies are being born, though, that there's this whole ass bridge that ladies are just...
I mean, Spartans used to chuck them off of cliffs.
That's true. But I mean, it sounds like there's a lot of fucked up babies being born.
Yeah, true. But I mean, it's a good point that they mentioned in here about incest,
It's so sad.
That thing could come out with a leg growing out of its forehead, which I would have kept a baby and started a circus.
Yeah, such a it's fine. It's fucked up.
It's a horrific image to have in your brain how desperate a mother would be to feel compelled to toss her own baby from a bridge, or perhaps it speaks to the time how poor quality life would be for such children that their mother would rather end their lives than subject them to a lifetime being ostracized, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, no shit.
Many travelers have claimed that if you stop at the bottom or pass through with your windows down, you sometimes hear crying babies calling out for their mothers.
Suddenly your car fills with crying babies.
Or despondent mothers mourning the loss of their children, or even the splash of a cherubic body hitting the cold water.
Jesus. I was going to make a joke about babies in your car. You just hear the sound of wet slapping babies flopping around.
Oh my God, your hand is so cold. You want me to turn this heater on?
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
Every time we record in person, it's just going to be us taking care of each other. That's are you hungry? Let's go ahead and pause it and I'll feed you some dinner.
That's fine. It's called love.
Right.
Okay.
I love that that's what you got out of my wet slapping baby body sounds.
Well, your hand touched me and I felt like death entered the room. I felt like one of those babies was reached up and being like, Mama, Mama.
The first in-person episode is the most fucked up episode.
As it should be.
I think we should put something at the beginning. This episode is extra fucked up.
Yeah.
Please don't let children listen to this.
Warning. This is exceptionally explicit.
Exceptionally.
There's a folk song the early settlers of the area brought with them from England that has become inextricably tied to Crybaby Bridge over the rolling procession of generations called A Cruel Mother. It relates the tale of a mother who is preparing to be married but gets pregnant by another man. When her child is born, she kills him immediately and then proceeds to the church for the wedding. The
Ooh.
song features such heartbreaking lyrics as "Oh, mother dear, when we were thine, out ye took a little penknife, and ye parted us in our sweet life."
Jesus Christ. That's fucked up. I was gonna make a joke about how it's called Crybaby Bridge because of Johnny Depp's there. It's so fucked up. It's not funny anymore.
Well, the beginning of this article mentions Johnny Depp. I just love that part out. Other common stories have involved Devil's Point, a location in the Hollow that was the site of alleged satanic rituals during the late 70s and early 80s.
Satanic.
What time was that? There have also been multiple sightings of a soldier on horseback up on the ridge. Some have mentioned lights flying beside their car or moving through the trees, while others have even claimed the pass is a time warp where they may enter the hollow at a certain time and after what seems like a 5-minute trip through the pass, come out on the other side and discover that hours have gone by. And that was one that I saw in another article that seems to be like enough people have experienced it that like it's not just like a
fuck time loss though. Like,
yeah,
that sounds terrifying.
That's always the scariest thing to me about like abduction stories.
Yeah.
Is that like they'll be like, yeah, we just woke up in a completely different place and had no idea how long it had been. I'm like, that's so scary.
Listen, there's an episode of Rick and Morty from the new season, and he keeps going through a portal, and every time he goes into the portal, the people are older. And it's so fucked up and hilarious. It's really upsetting now. I'm like, it'd be so upsetting to be those people on the other side of the portal.
Yeah, well, Bradley and I've recently been watching a lot of Doctor Who, and you know, there's that part in Matt Smith's first season where he meets little young Amy Pond, and he's like, "I'll be right back in 5 minutes," and then it's 15 years.
That's so sad.
Yeah, and then he leaves her again, and she's like supposed to be getting married or something, and he's like, "Okay, I'm back," and she's like, "That was 2 years ago."
You didn't learn the first time though?
Can you imagine?
Okay.
Okay.
I know this happened, but I think it'll be fine this time. Time Lord my ass.
So the person who wrote this article, whose name I will provide as well, from KentuckyMonthly.com. They inserted this little anecdote at the bottom, which I find interesting. They said, "Perhaps most interesting to me are the conversations I've had with people who are familiar with the Hollow. 2 people who have never met each other told me very similar stories about an old woman in the road. One person went so far as to refer to her as the Sleepy Hollow Witch, as if she were common knowledge." In both cases, the incident occurred near Crybaby Bridge. They described the woman as older, and therefore it would be doubtful that she was the mother of a lost baby. While the storytellers were traveling from different directions, both were on the same side of the bridge when they rounded a corner and saw the woman standing in the middle of the road. One swerved to miss her and ended up hitting a guardrail, while the other didn't have time to swerve but drove right through her before she disappeared.
Ooh.
Yeah. And yeah, that's basically it.
It reminds me of that
Crybaby Bridge.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Fuck Crybaby Bridge.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, when you hear that name, wow, Johnny Depp, Sleepy Hollow, and Crybaby. What the fuck? Johnny. He's from Owensboro.
He's from Kentucky. Fun fact, Johnny Depp is from Kentucky.
So is George Clooney.
So is George Clooney. And his lovely, lovely aunt, Rosemary Clooney.
And what's her bitch? Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep, she's from Louisville. There's a very large picture of her on the side of a building in Louisville because they decided they were going to put the faces of all the famous people from Louisville on buildings.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I wonder if she listens to the podcast.
I don't know, man.
You think she's
fucking PETA from Hunger Games is also from Kentucky, I think.
Nobody cares.
Rude. He's so cute.
Do you think that she's into spooky stuff, Jennifer Lawrence?
Maybe. Possibly. Hopefully.
She seems like
Jennifer
that.
Lawrence going to be on our podcast.
She seems like that kind of bitch. If you listen, girl, holler at us.
We down.
But yeah, that's all I had about Sleepy Hollow Road. It like is one of those things that felt so right when I started reading it, because when it comes to us doing the podcast, the whole basis of it was telling each other stories.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you think about like sitting around and someone telling you that kind of like urban legend,
yeah, that was good.
It's the best. Thanks. Oh, you motherfuckers.
You're still here. Oh yeah.
Listen, guys.
I thought we were recording an episode.
We are so ready for another listener stories episode. So get your goddamn stories submitted.
Get your life together.
Get your life together and tell us your fucking stories.
Brandon's very aggressive today.
You bring it out of me. Listen, sometimes we do the podcast and when it's over Zoom and I'm here and I'm like, I'm trying so hard to stay awake. Not that what Hannah's saying is boring. It's just that it's on Zoom. I'm in here by myself. The heat's going. I'm looking at a screen and I'm like, yeah. But being in person, it's like, listen, we just feed off each other.
I need you to call me a bitch at least once, or it's not a good time.
I love you, bitch. We just feed off each other's energy. Y'all.
I say something mean to his husband. He goes, mm.
He's the only other person that's recorded it with me in here.
True. There was no video of that.
No, that's because I had struggled with getting it to work.
Well, now that he knows you can do video, he's gonna insist.
Yeah, except after that time he said, I think I'm gonna do a podcast, and then see how that went. Anyway, yes, we want those listener stories. I got a burp. Yeah, you usually don't hear those because
that was impressive.
Anyway, get us your listeners.
You want to see how bad that work was? I need you to get on Patreon. Patreon.com/GhostWritten.
Oh my god!
Because I am appalled.
Listen, I'm sure Tyler has way worse burps.
Oh god, they're awful.
Anyway, get us your stories in. You can send those to us
at GhostWrittenPodcast@gmail.com. I think it's your turn.
You can send those to us at GhostWrittenPodcast@gmail.com, or you can DM us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram at GhostWrittenPod. This bitch waited the entire podcast to open this fucking ginger ale. It's warm. It's gotta be warm.
No, it's not.
Oh my god, it's colder in your hand. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys, and we look forward to talking to you again, and we love you all. And it's time for the spooky outro. You ready?
Yeah.
You have to move in close.